And there's a lot of people in Brookline who are leaders, supervisors at their work, employers. And the one thing I would ask for people who are in a position to supervise other staff is to be mindful of providing good mentorship to female and minority employees. Because I think what I've observed since I've started working is that maybe there's no more like blatant racism, there's no more like obvious racism, but there's still a lot of there's a lot of implicit bias. And so I'm more friends with the guys at work, and I'm the supervisor, so they get a little bit more mentorship just indirectly from spending more time. And you have to be very thoughtful about sort of not perpetuating differences in gender or differences in race just unintentionally. And so I think what I would urge, actually this is probably the biggest thing I would ask my fellow Brookliners, is that if you're in a position at work, please provide mentorship to women and minorities, sort of in a conscientious way.
Of course, but I think, act locally, right? So we're all here to kind of show up for America. But in Brookline, I see dramatic distribution in wealth, right? There are lots of really poor, rich people, and then you see a lot of people on the street. My daughter has pointed out to us, why are there so many people who don't have any clothes and shoes outside of our church, outside of, just random ice cream places in Brookline? So something's wrong there. Get involved, do what you can, and even if it's not something that you have a particular skill set for, find out who can do it and support them. I think education is really important. Again, just the wide disparity in, not necessarily in Brookline, but a wide disparity between what's going on in Brookline and the education that's phenomenal there and what you see in the rest of Boston. Something's wrong there, right? So it's important for people with power and with the privilege, like we all have, to speak up for those who don't have it. So I would say to Brookliners, speak up for those who don't have the great opportunities you have, because if we're all not picking each other up, then the pond isn't rising.
I think fathers should set the example for their daughters, so I'm here because I want a better future for my daughter. And I think support your daughters in their educational pursuits, in their success in life. And I think teach your boys to respect women.
And to do chores. You know what I mean? Like, change the framework, right? Tell boys and men that help her out around the house, because that changes the framework for how your daughter sees you, how your daughter's boyfriend sees you, how your daughter's boyfriend sees the world. So small things like help your wife, you know what I mean? And don't expect a pat on the back for it just because you're a great guy. You'll do that, and because, you support women.